I think you're focused on performing fellatio on Donald Trump. Do you wear the Donald Trump knee pads? Mohammed is next. Hello, Mohammed.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. What's on your mind, Mohammed?
Well, I find it a little strange that with several callers, you bring up the fact that when they don't hold somebody to account that you don't agree with politically, not just Trump, just in general, you feel like if it happened a long time ago, it shouldn't matter. With that last caller, something that happened a long time ago, I guess it doesn't matter.
What are you talking about? You talking about Willie Brown?
Yeah.
Who cares? They had a relationship. What is it? Why does that matter to you?
Okay. So I remember how upset you were about somebody coming on your show and people going on TV and making fellatio jokes about Kamala Harris.
Well,
you were by that?
It's misogynistic.
Every other chance you get, you make a Stormy Daniels or a joke about Laura Loomer giving him fellatio on the plane, which is
first of all,
unsubstantiated.
No,
but you
not
have
true.
No problem talking about
not true. So here's where we start.
nauseam.
All right, well, hold on. Here's where we start in this conversation. Laura Loomer.
We start with you being a hypocrite.
No, I'm not a hypocrite. Be quiet and listen for a second. Mohammed, why don't you shut up and listen for 20 seconds and stop talking over me so we can have a conversation? Let's start there.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to do that on my own show. So first of all, Mohammed, I had one of Laura Loomer's very close friends for a long time on the show yesterday. She made the claim that she performed sex acts on Donald Trump. Now, she's also a woman who's a known Islamophobe, a proud Islamophobe. She's a woman who's a 9/11 conspiracy theorist, and Donald Trump is the guy that chose to invite her to the ceremonies. So whether she performed sex acts on him or not is not the main issue that I have. The main issue that I have is Donald Trump has decided to invite and hang out with a woman during 9/11 ceremonies that is a 9/11 conspiracy theorist. So now I'm going to push it back on you. Do you not have a problem with that?
Why don't you focus on that instead of all
I
of the
have been.
jokes?
What, do you listen to this show? I have been focusing on it. I talked about it yesterday and the day before. Get the MAGA wax out of your ears.
You've made reference to her giving him fellatio on the plane.
Well, that's what she claimed.
5 or 6 times.
I didn't mention her name today once, by the way.
Focused on the other part of it.
I think you're focused on performing fellatio on Donald Trump. Do you wear the Donald Trump knee pads? Who are you voting for in November?
I'm sure I could find a friend of yours or two to say something negative about you, so I guess that makes it true.
No.
A close friend.
Okay, well,
that's what you're going off of. You had a close friend of hers come on and tell you that. That means nothing.
This is a woman. Hey, Mohammed. Mohammed, there's something.
It hasn't been proven
Mohammed,
in court.
There's something called context. I'm not sure if you're smart enough to know what that word means, but here's what it means. Again, I'll repeat myself. Laura Loomer is an open racist. She's proud of it. She's also a 9/11 conspiracy.
See, this is what
yes,
you do.
It is about Laura Loomer. Yes, it. Hey, MAGA. Hey, MAGA.
I don't care about Laura Loomer.
Hey, dum-dum. I know you don't care about Laura Loomer, but Donald Trump does because he's the one who invited her to the 9/11 ceremony. So you'd like to move on to something else since I owned you in this conversation. Go ahead. What's the next topic?
I'm glad you're the one keeping score because I don't know what you.
I am. Yeah, I am.
You're
1-0.
wrong.
Checkmate. Next.
Hey, listen.
Next.
You're like the other guy on the call said, the guy running for president, the lunatic you had on.
Oh, I'm glad we agree there. Thank you.
Yeah, well, he is a lunatic, but he probably got one thing right when he said you're not a Jew.
What are you talking about? Why would you? And then he hangs up the phone. What a MAGA coward. So we have another MAGA caller who calls into this show who is an anti-Semite. We have a MAGA caller who calls into this show when I give him Laura Loomer's background. All of a sudden, another guy that doesn't want to talk about it, another guy who calls into this show who probably believes what Donald Trump believes, which is you're not a true Jew if you don't support Donald Trump. Hey, Mohammed, have a nice day, pal, and take off those Donald Trump knee pads and wipe off your mouth before you go to sleep. I hope that joke didn't offend you.